He, in warm-ups, had some low back spasms, so he didn't play. And then Tyreek Smith tweaked his right hamstring. Not sure how bad that is, but it was bad enough to where he couldn't continue on there. Listen, there were some good things tonight. We've got to eliminate some of these penalties at crucial times that take you backwards, and but a ton of great reps for the young players. Got everybody an opportunity to play. So for the evaluation process, still got the vets some quality time. It was great to see Royals step up and have a couple nice catches, and then the yards after the catch I thought were nice. He did a nice job there. Johnson got his first TD, which was great. Smith had 6.2 yards per catch. Defensively, Hicks had another good game, so that's a positive on the defensive side. Got a chance to see Delane play, which he hadn't had a chance to do, which was good. Felix, nice big sack there early. R. Mason looked like he had some good pressure on the quarterback. And then Bucker, really until the last field goal, I mean, he had a heck of a day. But he'll be the first to tell you that's the one that he'll remember. So that he's got to straighten out. So anyways, with that, time's yours. Yeah, listen, I've got a lot of trust in him. I mean, that happens. So he'll learn from it and move on. And he's made enough of those big ones for us that we know what he can do. It's just a matter. He's just got to make it right. So that job, make his adjustment there.
You mentioned Royals. Nussmeier throwing across bodies when you see the Royals stand out. What did you see the decision making by the guys today?
Yeah, I'll go back and look at it a little closer. But I thought, if you're asking specifically about Nuss, I thought he had some nice throws in there. There are a couple where they were tight throws, and I got to look at the route and just see if we should have maybe been more aggressive coming back to the ball in those tight situations. So, but it looked like he handled things well. He's getting more comfortable. Justin, I thought, had some good plays in there. A couple nice throws on the move. And then Chris had a big third down play that got tipped and dropped and intercepted, and really, that gave them a big advantage there. So, but those things happen. You got to work through them and learn from them and move forward. Yeah, so we don't have all the guys out there, but I like the chances of looking at the young guys and seeing what we have there. But I'm okay with the O-line. We got to keep working. We'll be all right there.
It's a hard way to phrase this, but what's the real relevance of being in the preseason game? Obviously, all the things that go into it.
Yeah, listen, it's America. But hey, man, you want to win everything you do, and that's how it goes, man. So to say you don't want to win, these guys want to do that. We just got to eliminate some of these mistakes. But, again, you're doing that and trying to evaluate everybody at the same time. So, but I'm not going to make any excuses. I mean, you go in and you want to win the game. Guys are competitive. There's a bunch of competitive guys out there. So.
Hey guys, thanks, Coach.
Say that again? We'll see. A little too early to tell, but we'll see where it goes. I'm gonna go back and evaluate this and see.
With contingency plans in place for a Tampa scenario, when do you anticipate, or has the league given you any indication on when to anticipate when you'll know?
I think in the next couple of days we'll probably have a pretty good idea. We don't know, but I know they're talking, so I think within the next couple of days we'll pretty definite on that. So.
Have you got any indication from the league on what Christian
No. Listen, I'm without being it's a good question, but I'm past it and going forward here. Chris and I have talked, so I'm not going to get into that part, but he's pretty honest with me on things. And so I'm good, but we got to move forward. The league's got to do what they do, and if they want to tell me, they'll tell me.
But you can't play on Sunday night. What gives you confidence in your new guy and maybe do a better job than last night?
Yeah, listen, I mean, I don't know other than his workout out here. I haven't been in a game with him, but he had a good workout yesterday, and you hope that transfers in. He does have some experience, so Dave took a look at that too. So.
Andy Klein was aware that 7 areas, no yards. I know that's not what you want. That's not what he wants. So you look at anything that can just get something improved there.
Yeah, listen, like I said, I can call those at the right time and right situation, and then again, we all have a piece of it. So we block it better, we can run better. We're all taking responsibility for that. So we got to do better. That's the bottom line, right? So you're asking the question. We all got to do better, and we got to identify the issue and work with it and get it fixed, which we've done.
Orlando was on your injury report with me last week. How much is that maybe hindering him, or is that just a usual bump and bruise? That's what
Yeah, I think it was bugging him a little bit last week, but listen, like I said, we can all do better, and he's a pretty single-minded guy, man. I mean, he's a pretty focused individual when it comes to this. So he'll keep up his work level that he does and work hard at working to get better, like we're all doing. So.
Your line as a whole, injuries aside or whatever, how they performed this year compared to last year, was all brand new.
Yeah, well, they know each other and they have better communication up there. I thought Indianapolis had a good scheme there, and we just, we got to take care of business. I'm part of that, so we got to take care of business, do a better job.
So when you look at Tom Brady, do you see much difference in him than the many times you faced him before?
I mean, he's pretty good at me. He still can sling it. Very accurate. I always look at things outside the hashes, the numbers. As you work yourself outside, still very accurate with that. So I was enough arm down the field. So he's a good football player.
Given all this new on defense, have they exceeded your expectations? Is that a fair thing to say so far?
Yeah, listen, we have room to improve. I'm going to start with that. A lot of room to improve. And the guys know that. But I like the effort. I like what they're doing with the scheme, the communication part. I like that. You've had some offenses that'll throw some stuff at you now. So, but we can continue. We got to continue to work to get better. But I like where we're at right now, and I was hoping that we'd be in this position, and that's where we are. But we got to keep building. I don't want to give you the impression that where we need to be. We need to keep building.
What about specifically the pass rush?
And so I liked what I've seen so far, Adam. You're asking me these kiss to death questions, so but I like, up to this point, I like what I've seen. We've got a great challenge coming up here, and we will every week, and that's just how this league is. So you can't sit on anything. You can't not stop working to improve on anything, and that's important.
Last time you played this team, obviously was in the Super Bowl, and things didn't turn out well, and you revamped the offensive line. How do you feel like this offensive line will stack up against their defensive front this time around?
Yeah, so they've got a real good defensive front. There's almost the same guys that they had before, and they've got some good additions in there. So it's a great challenge. I'm expecting my guys to rise up to the challenge.
You mentioned the ball, and you just evaluate what you see from them so far.
I think the heel was affecting him a little bit this past week. To that point, I thought he was playing fast and running, the stuff he was supposed to run and doing that.
The last play, obviously trying to get it in the field goal range.
work out the way you wanted to? Last week you were talking about some execution problems, things didn't go the way some of the guys were communicating, like it didn't go quite the way you wanted.
Yeah, we could have done a better job on that. You hated it to come down to that, but that's where we were, and we can do a better job there.
Think about taking a deep shot, you know?
Well, listen, I mean that clock was in their favor, and we were trying to turn it over into our favor. So if we could have gotten a touchdown, we would have liked to have done that, but that's not what gun was moving. And at least you want to give yourself a chance, right? In that situation, kicking the football, at least give yourself a chance. So you get yourself there, and then you can make the decisions from there. But we were fighting to get ourselves into that position at all. So.
A couple more guys. MDS, is he just part of the growing pain, part of the process of getting a guy worked in?
He's done you know what, he's actually done a nice job. He had a good game this past game. I thought I liked what I saw, and I liked his attitude and energy towards the game. Down the stretch, he's a real smart kid. So I like the way he approached the game, and then the leadership he showed down the stretch. I thought he had some nice grabs.
Travis went online after the game and kind of said, I need to be better. I need to catch that ball in the end zone. Just generally speaking, how much do you sense the urgency and the frustration from these guys on wanting to right this ship?
Yeah, listen, it's a proud bunch. So nobody likes getting their tail kicked, right? So you got to get in and go, and that's what happens. You lose a game in this thing, and it's tough. It's a tough deal. You better feel it, and so in particular from your leaders, and we all should feel that, even you guys.
You haven't been on the practice field yet since the game, but on top of what you're just talking about there, you're seeing and hearing the right things, what you like to hear from these guys following a game like that when you're against one of the
They're taking accountability.
Following a narrow 15-16 loss to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in their second preseason game of the 2026 season on August 22 at Raymond James Stadium, the Kansas City Chiefs faced plenty of questions about the team's performance and, more importantly, the health of several key players. The mood inside the Chiefs' press conference room was noticeably subdued after a game the team had controlled for long stretches. Kansas City showed flashes of strong offensive execution and benefited from impressive long-range kicking from Harrison Butker. The Chiefs also put together a 69-yard drive late in the first quarter, giving the team early momentum. However, costly mistakes late in the game ultimately allowed Tampa Bay to escape with the victory. As expected, Patrick Mahomes and several other established starters were held out, giving younger players an opportunity to gain valuable preseason experience. With the regular season approaching, the coaching staff's priority remains evaluating the roster while keeping veteran players healthy. Head coach Andy Reid addressed reporters after the game and began by praising the team's effort. He highlighted several positive individual performances while acknowledging the mistakes that ultimately decided the contest. Naturally, one of the biggest questions concerned Travis Kelce. Kelce did not play against Tampa Bay as part of the team's preseason approach. Reid explained that the Chiefs have been monitoring the veteran tight end closely throughout training camp and emphasized that his absence was not the result of a serious injury. Reid noted that Kelce, despite being one of the oldest players on the roster, continues to work extremely hard. Because of his workload, however, the coaching staff has occasionally needed to step in and give him additional rest. The message from Reid was clear. The Chiefs are focused on managing Kelce's workload rather than dealing with a major injury. According to Reid, Kelce's condition is stable, and there is no indication of a long-term issue that would threaten his availability for the regular season. The veteran tight end is expected to continue working through training camp as the coaching staff carefully evaluates his readiness. Reid also addressed other injuries around the roster, explaining that most of the issues were considered minor or preventative. The team is taking a cautious approach with several players as the regular season gets closer. At 36 years old and entering his 14th NFL season, Kelce remains one of the most important pieces of the Chiefs' offense. Reid emphasized that the veteran's desire to compete has never been questioned. When reporters asked whether Kelce could appear in Kansas City's final preseason game against Seattle, Reid remained cautious. He indicated that the decision would be made on a day-to-day basis, with the ultimate goal of having Kelce and the rest of the team healthy when the regular season begins. The preseason loss to Tampa Bay may have exposed areas that need improvement, but the Chiefs are treating the result as part of the larger preparation process. Young players received valuable opportunities, while veterans continue to be managed carefully. For Kelce, the latest update should provide some reassurance to Chiefs fans. Rather than signaling a major setback, his absence appears to be part of a broader effort to protect a veteran star and ensure he is ready for the games that matter most. With the regular season approaching, Kansas City's priority is clear: stay healthy, improve consistency, and make sure Travis Kelce is in the best possible condition for another demanding NFL campaign.